Hello YouTube, the Doctor Movies here once again, here to bring you something very different from what I usually do here. First of all, I want to say happy Labor Day to everybody out there watching this. So let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about the top 10 movies of the summer. Summer's officially over, so now September. Now it's time to start focusing on the fall movies and, of course, Oscar season. So let's get started. The first movie I'm going to talk about is my number 9 pick, number 10, Godzilla. Now, Godzilla came out in May, and it was a different Godzilla than we're used to seeing. It was a brand new reboot, brand new, never seen. And this Godzilla was a good size for what it was, and it was just a great movie. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was fun. It brought back memories from what Godzilla was used to be back in the original 1940s version of how he's supposed to look. It was very good. I just love this movie very much. The acting was awesome. I mean, the script was, whatever, but, Godzilla was supposed to be there to fight the other monsters. You barely see Godzilla, but you know what, that's okay, because we're going to get a sequel anyway, so hopefully we get more Godzilla. So that's number 10. Number 9 is going to be, of course, The Amazing Spider-Man. Came out also June. What can I say? Spider-Man. But, honestly, this Spider-Man was very different from what the other ones were. Sam Raimi directed the original trilogy, and this was directed by Mark Webb. This is the second film that he directed. He directed the first Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, still one of the best Spider-Mans right now. And Emma Stone was Gwen Stacy, and this movie was good for what it was, but, it had its problems because in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, it was dark. And this one had its moments where it was kind of campy and cheesy. I mean, Jamie Foxx was great as Electro, Dane DeHaan was great as Green Goblin, but, he wasn't as Green Goblin as much as you wanted to see him in the movie. He's in the trailer, so it's not much of a spoiler there. And, Rhino, I don't even want to talk about that. That was just a mess. The script was all over the place, but, this movie was still good for what it was. I enjoyed it. I got the Blu-ray now, so hopefully they fix the problems that they did for the second one. So that way the third one's even better, hopefully, and as soon as 6, and of course the future Venom movie we're supposed to be getting. So hopefully that works out. And yeah, Spider-Man 2 was good, wasn't great. I was hoping it was going to be great, but it still made money, but a lot of people find problems with it, more than I did, but that's their opinion. And Spider-Man. So hopefully they can do it right, so that way they don't have to give it back to Marvel. Let's see if Sony can do it. Number 8 for me is Need for Speed. Now, Need for Speed came in March. Now, this was a video game based movie. If you know what the video games are, Need for Speed is just you driving a car. But this had a story plot about this guy. He gets framed for murder for what happened to his friend, and now he's gonna go find out what happened and how he can fix that problem and clear his name. And he goes all through the country with this one Mustang cross-country trip in a way. The action scenes were good. No CGI was involved. The stunts in this movie were actually real stunts that they used with all the cars. The cars were awesome. There were some cars I didn't even heard of. The story was, okay for what it was. I enjoyed Need for Speed. I thought it was really good for a video game movie. In my opinion, I think it was the first video game movie that was actually really good. But some people might be different about that, so there's that. Need for Speed was very good. I hope they make another one, but we'll see what happens. Now, number 7 was a movie that I was very, 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 very scared from a year ago, which was Ninja Turtles, because Michael Bay was making it, and you know how Michael Bay is with his Transformers movies. But he was a producer. He wasn't directing this movie. And it turned out pretty good. It made me laugh a lot. Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, they were all really good. I mean, they were good size, so they weren't like aliens. They're not aliens, don't worry about it. They kind of butcher the origin of what they are, but you know what, that's okay. Megan Fox finally was back in movies, and she proves once again why she was better in the original Transformers than what the new people are doing in the Transformers. But yeah, Ninja Turtles was good for what it was. They're gonna get a sequel, and it made money, so that's good. So hopefully we get more Ninja Turtles, and Ninja Turtles back for what they were back in the day, popular. So hopefully this one continues to be popular so we can keep going with the new franchise. So let's see. Number 6 is the Lego Movie. Now this movie was animation, of course, but stop motion, but really not really more stop motion. It was more computer generated. it felt like stop motion because the way that the Legos move and the cities looked, it felt really stop motion, but the animation was very good. Batman, of course, he's still the show in this movie. He's Batman, of course. He's Batman in movies. He's Batman in comic books. He's Batman in anything. Batman is Batman, and that's just awesome. Humor, of course, was hilarious. Kids will like it. Adults will like it. It was just awesome. Maybe you want to go play Legos again. So there's that. That is number 6 for me. Now we're getting to the top 5. So number 5, 22 Jump Street. Now 22 Jump Street basically takes the same formula from what the first one is. The first one basically they gotta stop. They gotta go back to high school. But in this case, in this movie, they gotta go to college to stop a drug deal going through the school, killing hurting the kids there. So they gotta do that. The jokes, they still hilarious. Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, Ice Cube, they were great. I still prefer the first one better than the second one, but the second one's like right there for me. But yeah, I like this movie a lot. Made me laugh. But you know what? It was the same formula, but it's okay for what it was. The script was okay for what it was. I can understand why they did that, but you know what? It's a comedy. It did really well in the box office. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't like it as much as the first one. The first one still to me is the best one. But yeah, 22 Jump Street just as good. So that's number 5. Number 4 is gonna be a movie that basically started the summer season, kind of, in April. So that's gonna be Captain America: The Winter Soldier. And oh boy, now this is basically taking off from what the Avengers left off. After now Captain America is he's in the present day. Now he's trying to coexist in this world because he was frozen in the 40s. Now he was a slave for 70 years. So now he's got to deal with all the new technology, all the different wars. S.H.I.E.L.D. is there. Black Widow was in this movie. Falcon was great in this movie. The Winter Soldier was one of the coolest villains I have seen since Dark Vader and Heath Ledger's Joker. But he was great. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie felt more like a spy thriller than a superhero movie, but it had Captain America in it, so it worked. I love this movie a lot. I can't wait to get it on DVD when it comes out. This movie basically started the movie season, because now movies are going to start coming out earlier. So, there's that. Because if you know the news, Batman vs. Superman is now coming out in March because of the success of what Captain America did in April. So maybe they might get a shot in March. So maybe March will start that in 2016, but who knows? Let's see. So Marvel once again did another great job, out of the park. Captain America, still Captain America. It was great. Go see that movie if you haven't seen it. Don't worry, it's coming out in I think October on DVD. Catch it if you can on Netflix or Redbox or whatever. Watch it. It was great. You'll love it. If you like Marvel, you're a comic book fan, you might like it a lot. If you don't, then it's okay. Don't worry about it. So that was number 4. Number 3. Now this was tough. Number 3 was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, when Caesar and his ape family starts to take over and start getting their intelligence. And wow, this Andy Serkis, he took this character to another level with stop motion capture, and he was phenomenal in this movie. I think he really should be a contender for the Oscar this year because he was just incredible. And yeah, he was just great. I mean, the story of this movie was very intriguing. It was basically about betrayal between him and his family, and then he has to deal with the coexistence of what's left of the humans because they're trying to survive, and they need to coexist with the apes, and they're trying to work in peace, but they can't solve their problems, so they have to have war. So who knows how they're going to solve that. I've seen it. I just don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, it was great. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. One of the best movies of this year. Maybe it might be the one that might get nominated for this year. It could be the number 1. We don't know. We got a couple more movies coming out near the fall. So let's see what happens. Hopefully Andy Serkis gets a nomination. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Because number 3, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is just great. Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy. Woo! This movie was awesome. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy was basically a really, really risk of Marvel and Disney taking a dice and rolling it, and hopefully it hits. Because if this movie failed, I mean, they'd probably be kind of hurt in here, but you know what? They can take a bullet because you know what? They've been done so well with the Marvel Universe, and they knocked this movie out of the park. I mean, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, he was just hilarious. This movie is very, very funny. If you never heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're like the Avengers of in space. That's how I always interpreted it. But they're also bounty hunters. Some of them are bounty hunters. Some of them are they're fugitives. Nobody likes them. They're like outsiders, basically. That's basically what they are. They're outsiders. Nobody wants them. They want to take them and put them in jail because of what they always do. They always cause trouble. One's a tree. One's a raccoon with a gun. And I love this movie. Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, the voice of Bradley Cooper, the voice of Vin Diesel as Groot and Rocket. Whew, what a great cast. They all had great chemistry. I love this movie very much. The only weakness I think it was about this movie was basically the villain. And this movie, I felt like his backstory could have been better because, he was basically following orders for somebody higher. Don't want to say anything, but you'll find out. Yeah, that's basically the only minor little problem. I love this movie. I gave it a 10 in my review. If you've never seen it, go check below to see my review. And yeah, this movie was just great. I love this movie. That was number one. The number one movie for my personal favorite movie of 2013 of the summer is X-Men: Days of Future Past. Finally, Bryan Singer comes back to what he made awesome. He basically took the comic book genre and turned it all around. He made what the comic books are today awesome. He directed the first one and he directed the second one. Now, he had a challenge in this movie. He had a very big challenge. He had to take, because they kind of rebooted it with First Class, with new characters, Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy with those new casts. And then he had to bring back the original cast, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, of course, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry. He brought them all together and made them work. In one movie, he made them all work, made them all relevant. So all their characters were great. Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, gave me goosebumps. She was awesome in this movie. Michael Fassbender, I think he was great. Even when he sees Ian McKellen, who's the best Magneto. Yes, he is the best. That's true. He is. Michael Fassbender's like right there, but he's not going to catch up to him because Ian McKellen's also Gandalf. If you watch The Lord of the Rings. And Patrick Stewart, he's Professor X. There's nothing question. James McAvoy, he's great, but there's only one. And what he did with this movie, with the story, basically he had to go back and fix all the kind of mistakes that some people had with the other movies, X-Men 3, the Origins Wolverine, that apparently nobody liked. I thought it was okay. And the Wolverine. He basically just had to fix that and make it more sensible so people can understand it. That way when you watch this movie, you'll be like, oh, so that's why this one happened. That's why that happened. That's what happened. Me personally, I think this is the second best X-Men movie. My favorite X-Men movie is always going to be X2. That movie is awesome. And Hugh Jackman, what can I say about Hugh Jackman? He is Wolverine. The dude, every time you see him as Wolverine, he looks like he's younger and younger every time he's old. He's getting older, but the way he's on screen, he looks like he's getting younger and younger by every movie he does, and he was phenomenal in this movie. I think everybody did a phenomenal job. I cannot wait for the next movie, Apocalypse. If you haven't seen it, you got to see after the credits if you're going to go see this movie. Yeah, that movie was awesome. Summer 2014 was very good, and 2014 was great. Hopefully the fall season is going to be good too, because we got a lot of contenders for the Oscar season, so that's going to be great. I'm going to do more of this. I'm going to do my top 10 fall movie reviews, and then I'm going to do my top 10 all-time 2014 movies of the year. So that way we can kick off 2015. And there's a lot of movies coming out in 2015, so hopefully you enjoy this, and let me know what you think and what was your favorite movie of the summer. I didn't get to see a lot of movies this year. I didn't get to see Dana Kill 4, Sin City, or The Expendables 3, but I will see those movies, and I will do a review on those when I see them. And yeah, so let's continue doing these movies. And leave me a comment below, say what you say. What's your favorite movie of the year? What movie you see? What movie you didn't see? What movie you wish you wanted to see? And just let's talk about it. Thank you very much. And I will post my top 10 worst movies of 2014 later tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. So till then, the doctor is going out, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Have a good day.